about the Peloton treadmill? Is it causing injuries or something to kids?
It is. Multiples. Apparently, I mean, treadmills have been around for a long time. This must be designed slightly differently because I think kids are getting sucked under it.
Oh.
You know, if you were looking at one from the side, it would be the back end, because the works are all at the front, where like the panel would be, and then the what do they call it? The belt that goes around that you run on goes underneath and then around the bottom and then back around the front. Well, kids are getting pulled under the back end of it.
Golly.
Yeah. I wondered, I was watching the NBC Nightly News last night, and they said, warning, the video may be disturbing. And I'm like, what? And you see this couple kids playing on it. It's in a playroom, and you see the one kid's head. He was fine. He pulled himself back out. But you see him, literally, his head gets sucked under for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think there have been some significant injuries to little ones.
Why is this just on Peloton and not on treadmills?
I don't know if it's
Be
the
their design
thing.
Really?
Yeah,
like the way they're designed?
I think there's a gap. I think there's more of a gap.
So you're saying
traditional treadmills,
they get sucked in backwards,
like their head goes,
at the back end,
foot of it.
Yes,
and the treadmill's turned on. It's going too fast for them or something.
Now, I don't know who's leaving a treadmill on unattended.
Well, like they said, the problem is that a lot of people put these in like their kids' playrooms too. So they said what happens is it becomes part of like in this case, it was in the playroom. So they kind of share space. But what you see is what kids would do. They're hanging on the treadmill. They're playing on, even though it's in their playroom, they're using it like a jungle gym.
Yeah.
And somehow it gets cut on, and you see this kid's head just get.
Right into it.
And if I'm not mistaken, Peloton just rolled this out within the last 6 months.
So it's their newest treadmill, or one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd even had treadmills before, because they've always just been bikes.
Yeah, they started with treadmills fairly recently. Because I know somebody who bought a treadmill from Peloton and got on that whole Peloton thing. Well, now, of course, the at-home fitness game is way up. People are at home by
the mirror.
Yes.
Bowling balls.
Yeah, all of it. All of it.
Yeah, they're hot.
There's a ton of bowling balls.
Big COVID haze.
Yeah.
Not Chris Kelly, though. He's still at the gym.
Every time they talk about COVID and long-lasting neurological damage, I think of you.
And bowling balls?
Well, just because they say that, if you've had COVID, you may have experienced some neurological damage. And I mean, the signs were there.
I said that bowling balls were being sold through the roof. Turned out that wasn't true.
During the darkest days of the pandemic.
Yes. And, of course, that would never be true because why would anyone buy a bowling ball? You couldn't go bowling. The bowling alleys were closing and being put out of business. And when challenged on it, I doubled down and said, yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Bowling balls.
Where'd you see that? I read it.
That's right. I did say that.
Yeah.
You know what else they say about COVID? Once you've had it, 600 times more likely to have erectile dysfunction.
And?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine. As you know, I've had a procedure on that.
Yes, that's true. Okay. You've taken steps.
Maybe I should go get a tune-up, just because. Just because now I've had COVID.
You should be a spokesperson.
I am a spokesperson because I had COVID.
Did you find yourself not wanting it as much?
Sex?
After COVID, or did you?
No, I haven't had any. No, same. I had such a mild case of COVID, though.
Yeah.
But one guy that I know who's very knowledgeable on COVID says, unfortunately, you have no idea what's going to happen to you in the future. All of a sudden, 5 years from now, you just drop dead because you had COVID. It's a real worry. I mean, you have no idea what the future holds for you. So, I live with that, as anybody who had COVID did. I'm not that worried about it. My erection seems fine.
Prove it.
Wouldn't you love that?
That's what you like, isn't it, you sicko?
Turn the camera off or turn it on.
Too? Come on. Wouldn't you like to see that? I'm not going to sit here and prove it. Just take my word for it. But a tune-up is a possibility, yes. I didn't hear about that until In the World in 60 Seconds about that Peloton.
It's only Peloton, because there have been treadmills in homes for decades.
The first time I ran on a treadmill, see if you know this, it wasn't, I was at my friend's house. His mom had it. I went over for a sleepover when I was about 12 years old. And it had no machinery. It was like you had to run yourself. It was like on rollers. Yeah, it was on rollers.
Like the thing you used to run your wash through. An old.
Yes. I mean, it looked like a regular treadmill does today, but there was no turning it on.
So the belt only moved when your feet moved.
Yeah, and the faster you went, the faster they rolled. It was just a bunch of rollers with a band over it. You see it? You remember that?
Yeah, and it had handles on the side to pull yourself up, and then
that's right.
That was it. If you didn't run, it didn't run.
That's exactly right. So if you wanted to walk or slow it down, you just did it yourself. You powered it. I guess it's like a lawnmower that has no power.
Yeah,
push
that's
mower.
right.
You just push it. Yeah.
George Jetson went off the back of it. In the opening of the Jetsons.
Saw that.
He kept going around.
Audrey, you're talking about treadmills. Go ahead.
Yes, my daughter had an accident. She went to a slumber party, and they turned the treadmill on as fast as possible. She got on it, got thrown against the wall. Her hand went underneath it, and it was still going. So she had friction burns and was in the UNC Burn Center for a while.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's awful. How old was she?
Yeah. She was probably about 10, but she's 22 now, and she's doing great. She has little scars on her side of her fingers.
Listen, if you go to YouTube, you'll see no shortage of treadmill accidents.
Yeah.
They're dangerous. It can be.
You ready for this number? In 2019, there were 22,000 treadmill injuries
I am not surprised.
that were reported. 2,000 of those were on children under 8.
Yeah, they're playing on it. Thank you, Audrey.
I'm not makeup
Appreciate
those,
that.
but if you've got a kid or a little girl that's got long hair, can it get pulled into the
Yeah.
to the
Well, it
band?
had to be
like
like, I go to the gym, and
He goes to the gym.
I'm there every single day.
He's there every day.
The
except on the Lord's Day, he don't go.
No, he goes.
I do go on the Lord's Day. And
Oh, in the afternoon though, after
And
church.
he has to answer to his daughter. Then.
my daughter gets really. They have morning classes where I go. On
She's
Sunday.
standing in the door in her robes with a Bible in one hand. Where were you?
She's very, very upset.
I started without you.
I break the fourth commandment every Sunday. I pretty much do. All the women put their hair up in buns, in they're always
when they work out.
up when they work out, and it would have to be pretty long to be sucked into a treadmill. I mean, it had to be
But a kid playing on it,
oh yeah, certainly.
You're right there at
If
the
a
floor
kid's
level.
playing on it,
your
certainly.
hand gets caught in it. And,
Listen,
I mean,
I
that's
say-
the thing. If you're a kid, you want to go fast.
of course
You want to get that thing
See
as
how
high as it
fast you
can go.
What do you think is the most common, other than kids playing on it, what do you think the most common adult injury is?
I think falling off the back, because I've seen
Going
that
too
happen.
quickly?
I've seen that happen twice.
Have you?
Yes, on the treadmill, and I don't really know how it happened because I was running on a treadmill near them.
Does your face hit the band when you come down on the
Yep.
conveyor?
One woman it did. She fell off the back. I don't know if she lost her balance or was going too fast. She fell off the back. Her knee hit behind it, and then she banged her head on the treadmill. The other guy, it was less severe. He just fell, and he got up and was okay to go on. This woman left the class. But, you're going at a pretty high rate of speed there. And it's believe you me, when I go up to an all-out, I think about it
All out.
every single time. That's as fast as you can go.
Oh,
That's
Do you have, are you, because I know I used to see some that you have like a cord that ties you to it, like a drop dead switch.
like a jet ski has.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
So
there.
if it pulls out,
Mhm.
it shuts off, or
Yeah, but it's not tied to me. It's there. You can reach down and grab it, and it'll go.
It's
off.
kind of like supposed to be if you're going down, you can reach up and grab it, right?
Yeah, but it's supposed to really be tied to.
I thought it was supposed to be
It's
attached to
supposed
the,
to be.
the
I mean,
human.
You can do that way. The way I have it, it's a magnet, and you just grab it. But
Yeah.
by the time you're falling, you're gone.
It's too late.
And they do say, because one day we had some storms in the area when I was climbing onto the treadmill, and they were saying, well, if the power goes out, you'll run straight through that wall.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Things you never think about.
At 7.2 miles an hour.
Correct.
Yeah.
You'll be running. There'll be a shape
Especially if
of
you're
all
in
of
an
you.
all out.
Yeah.
It's like a car accident. The car stops going 60, but you're still going.
Yeah, that's right. So you'll be in the fast food restaurant next. You'll be in the burrito place by the time this is done.
There's worse places to land.
No, they said that if power goes out, at least these treadmills are designed to, when the power is cut, they slow down gradually instead of
You're already flying off.
That's good.
Immediate stop, so that you're able to catch yourself by the arms. So they say. So I'm sure Peloton now will go back and
So
redesign.
what's
this
the
thing.
headline? Have they been recalled, Biggie?
It basically just says stop using these around children, and so if you have children and small pets, don't use it around them. I've not seen I think Peloton has to be the ones to do a recall.
You're right.
Yeah, maybe they haven't yet. I haven't seen the word recall yet, but
No, I haven't either.
they
Okay.
they are warning everybody.
All right.
And Peloton may say, "Hey, you heard them. Don't use this around small kids and pets."
Until something bad happens, really bad happens. Then they'll get recalled by whoever does that.
Well, there've been enough injuries. They may
Yeah.
may do it anyway.
Government agency.
Yeah, we'll wait and see on that.